So
That's awesome.
I'm trying to be productive. How about you?
Yeah, same. I had a good week, and I have a 16-year-old son who's a soccer player and baseball player, so we don't ride much, but we've ridden the past. We rode twice last week, which was really fun, just to ride with him and get out. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we've done the same. Our son is a senior, and he's also a soccer player, and he's been riding the trainer every night just to
Yeah, do
get to
something.
sweat. And yeah, but we go out and ride on like little sneaky trails that I know about because that's I know every little trail there is, and I
Yeah,
show him these trails like, whoa, this is cool. So we've been making the most of it together too, which I've been enjoying probably more than he has.
From Peloton Magazine, this is Aérogramme Talks, presented by Pinarello. Michael Marckx has a lot of KOMs. He's also the founder of the Belgian Waffle Ride, which has expanded to Asheville, North Carolina, and Cedar City, Iowa. Michael's also working on marketing projects for San Diego-based Eliel Clothing. We talked to Michael to learn more about their mask-making process and to learn more about the brand.
I wanted to talk to you about LEL and the mask production, but first, just tell me a little bit about the LEL brand, and for people that or our readers or listeners that are familiar with the name but don't really know the core of the brand, how long it's been around, what it stands for. So let's start there and tell us a little bit about LEL, and we can go from there.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was launched about 6 years ago, I guess, and by Ryan Cady. The name itself means God of God or best of best. So best of the best is really sort of the watchwords that we use when we think about making stuff. But then there's this other side of the brand that is about having fun. So it's best of the best with a bit of jest, and that's the those are the watchwords that we use for LEL. So anytime we're communicating or doing something, creating something, we want it to be fun and celebratory of getting out and riding a bike and the freedom that it avails to all of us. But we also own our own factory in San Diego and steadfastly make the best of the best products. And I think when people put on our product and wear it and ride in it, they can't believe how good it is. And that's what makes us feel good and helps drive what we do. So it's fun and being the best.
Nice. So let's talk about, we exchanged a few emails about LEL making masks. Sort of walk us through that process, and you mentioned some great success and just some amazing orders, and tell us about that.
Yeah. It was kind of devastating that we had to shut down both the office and the factory. Devastating to the workers, devastating to our morale, particularly because we've been doing so well. We've been experiencing 50% growth over last year, both with e-commerce and with our custom business. So we've really been on a roll, and then it just all got shut down. So we spent about a week trying to figure out what we could do, and realized, hey, the government will allow us to open up the shop if we're safe about it, and if we're making something that is going to be utilized by the healthcare community. So we decided to make these masks and produce them so that every time someone buys one, we get to donate one. And it's been funny when we raise our hand and say, hey, look, we're doing this, guys. There's cyclists, the fabric of the Peloton, I should say, is multifaceted, and you have all these incredible people in all these different sectors. Well, quite a few cyclists are in the healthcare sector, and they're the ones out there on the front lines. And so when they saw that we were doing this, they're like, hey, our institution, our organization, our hospital, we could use these masks. You wouldn't believe how badly we need them. So it's been kind of fun to connect back with the community and to be providing these masks to people that really need them. So we launched the program, maybe it was like 10 days ago, and immediately sold out like 2.5 times over. So we've been frantically building more. The second shipment went out last Friday, and we're basically making as many as we can and looking to expand the footprint of our factory so that we can bring in other workers and have them be at a safe distance. So been remarkably successful, although we still really wish that we could be making the custom kits for people and driving our inline business with new product, but we're doing the best with what we can.
Great. So tell me a little bit, just what's the morale like in the company at the moment? I know we're all feeling this deeply and in different ways, and we're all tired. How's Eliel managing? How's the morale? What are you hopeful for as a brand moving forward into the summer?
I think quite a few people are scared, right? That's the general sentiment, is like, well, how long is this going to go on, and what are we going to be able to do? But for the most part, with our business, people are working for free, knowing that we're going to be able to get back to business and do what we can. And people have submitted for EDD, for unemployment. But we have a staff of people that are still working and driving the business, and e-commerce has not slowed down at all. So we have a skeleton crew that goes in and ships things out, and it's been quite fun to see that we're still kicking butt in spite of all the headwinds that we've got. So I think people are, they're in the middle of a really long climb, but but they know that the top isn't that far away. It's about as far away as what they've already climbed. And I think once you make it halfway, right, once you make that turnaround, so to speak, it's easier. At least that's how I look at it.
Yeah. And in terms of cycling in your area, are you still seeing people getting out and on the road and running and trying to clear their heads? What are you seeing down there?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I live at the coast, and right by our house, it's the most heavily trafficked bicycle corridor in the United States. What's been interesting is the good and the bad of it is there are so many people that I've never seen out on bikes or running or walking, not only in the neighborhood but on the coast. So it's like, wow, there's this people are like pulling bikes out of the rafters and taking it down to the local bike shop to get it tuned up and getting out on the roads. And some of them are, having a difficult time riding a straight line, but they're out there doing it, which is kind of the exciting part. My hope is that those people that rediscover the joys of riding a bike or running or even going for a walk with their loved ones, that this is something they carry with them henceforth. Once we get through all of this, that these wonderful things that have been availed to us continue along with us in this new paradigm that we're going to exist in. The bad part is, in spite of all the admonitions, the pleas, the social shaming that's been going on, there are still groups of people here getting together and riding, much to the disdain of those of us that are riding solo and have been for quite a while. I don't understand what these people are thinking, riding in groups of 20, or 30, all cloistered together. It makes all the surfers that can't surf, of which I am one, really pissed.
Yeah.
We can't go surfing. We can't even go to the beach. Can't even park at the beach. And yet here's a cluster of 20 people from this club or that club all riding together. That's been sort of the bad part of all this.
Yeah, no, I agree. On the hopeful side, or for all of us and as a brand for Eliel, what are you hoping comes out of this? And, in a dream-like scenario, like, summer, let's say summer is things have slowed down and we can all get back to normal, or fall potentially. But as a brand managing through this, what are you hoping for, and how are you building that into your plans?
Well, the hope is that this pent up energy and desire that we have to get out and ride with people and to get out and ride on trails that we're not allowed to ride now, or the events like the Belgian Waffle Ride, and other incredible events that we're not able to do this spring or summer, that in the recalendar of the year, that we recalibrate ourselves to have this spring in the fall, if you will, where we're excited to ride. We're excited to ride together. We've got all these great events to do. And in terms of LEL, like we sold a huge amount of Belgian Waffle Ride kits this year, like an amazing, like 3 times the amount of the year before, maybe 4 times now. And we want to deliver those kits to people and get people excited about them. We want to do that with the Asheville event for BWR, same thing for Cedar City. So like I was saying at the beginning, it's our hope that people rediscover cycling, its freedoms and its joys, and weave that back into their life on the other side of this. So maybe they weren't a cyclist before it, or maybe they were a long time ago, but now it's a new outlet for freedom, for meditation, for health. And we think that will translate into more happy butts sitting on bikes everywhere. And that's a vision of ours.
We hope you enjoyed this talk. Please check out our magazine at pelotonmagazine.com and subscribe to Aérogramme so you don't miss an episode.